Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter make we solve 'em. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We they discuss, we they learn. Every episode you go feel the burn. The chat room. Now here we define the way. The chat room.
Oh yes.
We go talk and clear, no delay. It's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. The chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie. You.
Nani, I can't hear you. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
It will help if I put it on off mute.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I can't hear Nanaya though. They're saying they can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Oh, no. Can y'all hear me? Oh, yeah. So they can hear me.
I'm the only one that can hear.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm not sure why, but can somebody else speak so that I'll at least know if I can hear everybody else?
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so it's just me. All right, let me see.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so as Mensa figures out his sound, we will move forward because we are live. Good evening, everyone. I am trying to sign into Facebook to make sure that I can see the comments and stuff. Okay, welcome. I'm excited to have you all to have this conversation.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, great.
Okay, so you can hear us, so that's good.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I missed everything that was going on earlier.
We didn't say anything.
Okay, I thought maybe you started with the intro.
No, not yet. So I am Nanaya Sarpong, and I am excited to be here. Welcome to the chat room show, everyone. For those of you watching, welcome. Thank you for being here. For our guests, panelists, speakers, all of the above, welcome. It's gonna be fun. Don't be shy. This is just a conversation between us, So don't be shy. Just be honest and speak your mind. That's what the chat room is about. So I will start with the introduction. I think most people already know me. I am Nanaya Sarpong. I'm the co-host of the Chat Room show. I am excited to be here. And with us, I will start, I will have, since we only have one gentleman with us today, I will go ahead and Mesa is not new to the chat room. You have like a share in the chat room now. So this is your home. So I will start with you, Mesa.
I mean, unless they actually listen to the previous ones, maybe they're not familiar with me. But by the way, I'm Mensa. I've been on the show a few times, and I just happened to co-host today. The previous ones, I was just a guest on the show. I think this is the first time actually co-hosting. So I'm not sure if you have watched the previous ones or any of the previous ones, but if not, Mensa, that is the name that I go by on all social media platforms. And a husband, a father. I don't know. I'm not good with the intros and telling about myself, but I guess as time goes on, you also learn more through the conversation. So I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, and he has his own podcast, his own show.
Yes,
And
I do.
where we can find you and follow you and join your conversation.
That will be on pretty much also all social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. It's Mensa, like M3NSA. So instead of E, it's three. So M3NSA on all the platforms.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I'll go ahead and have Miss Eunice, since you were here last week, go ahead and show them how it's done.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eunice. I also go by Tiwa. I'm actually the host's daughter. I'm Mary's daughter, for those who didn't know. I'm currently a nursing student, and I will be done, God willing, next year. So pray for me, guys.
That's
That's all I have for you guys today.
All right, Princess.
Hi, everyone. I'm Princess. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Princess. I am a soon-to-be grad. I graduate tomorrow.
congrats.
With my degree in biology. So yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So last week, what Miss Eunice, I wanted Eunice to kind of show you how they introduced themselves last week, but she missed something. A fun fact about you.
Fun fact. I lived in Ghana for 3 years.
That's a fun fact about her. She's a singer.
Okay. I lived in Ghana for 3 years. I feel like that's a fun fact.
She did for a whole 3 years, all of her life.
Oh. I mean, if you're not born there, it feels like, a fun fact if you've been there 3 years, continuous. Yeah.
Gifty.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gifty. I graduated maybe a year ago, going on 2 years from Radford with a degree in recreational therapy. I'm currently a preschool teacher and working on transitioning into the hospital field. Starts grad school next month.
So you do?
What'd you say?
I said, oh, do you?
Yes, pray for me, you guys. And a fun fact about me is I love the outdoors. People call me the nature lady. So I love being outside, and it kind of ties into what I did with my major in school and tying in therapy and incorporating therapeutic play with outdoor life. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you. And I'll go ahead and have our last gentleman that just joined us introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. Hey everyone, my name is Joel. I'm currently a third-year undergrad, majoring in pharmaceutical sciences in hopes to become a pharmacist, and then also change my MBA to open my own pharmacy store. A quick fun fact about me is I've actually never been to Ghana before.
Oh.
Kind of surprising, but I hope to go there probably next year, God willing.
Are your parents from Ghana?
Yes, I'm from Ghana, yeah.
Okay. So we have all Ghanaians and Ghanaian, Liberian, Ivorian. It's going to be a good conversation. I'm excited. So to begin, I guess most of us, everybody here is 18 or above. Okay, so I would say adulthood. So last week we started just kind of getting a feel for how adulthood is going so far. Our conversation, our topic for the month is bridging the gap. Conversation with Jen Gen X, Y, and Z, just trying to find what we can do better to bridge that gap, build better and closer relationship with the different generation, right? So that's why we brought you all on board, so your voices can be heard. Maybe your parents are watching, your aunties, somebody that you want to speak to, or just kind of educate on some things that we may not know, but will be helpful in bringing up the next generation, as well as helping you all on your journeys. So to start, how is adulthood going so far? Where are you currently, and how is it going so far? Is it everything that you envisioned it to be, or is it like what they're saying is ghetto or whatever? How is it going so far?
It's ghetto.
Um, all right, Gifty, go ahead. Go ahead and start, Gifty.
It's ghetto. Adulthood is it's hard. Sometimes I wish that I didn't say, "Oh, I can't wait to grow up" when I was younger. But but it has its ups and its downs. It's like it has both sides. You can't. I don't know. It's hard, but it's also really great too. Responsibilities, learning how to balance responsibilities has been a bit challenging, but once you get a hold of like a routine or get a hold of some sort of structure, it tends to be easier along the line. I think something that I'm learning now is to keep up with the structure and not necessarily follow a timeline, because I found myself wanting things to get done right away instead of waiting or being patient. So I had to learn that things are going to happen and life is going to life, and it isn't going to flow as easy as I want it to flow. So I'm learning to stick to a structure, and to just be open minded and just willing to let things happen. And when the things happen and I fall down, trusting that I'll be able to get back up again. But it's still good. I enjoy, making the money. I enjoy the activities that I get to do. I enjoy being able to kind of just live freely. But with responsibilities comes challenges too. So I think that's kind of where I am right now with adulthood. But it's cool. It's still ghetto, but it's cool.
You're doing what you're supposed to do. That's what it is. All right, Princess. Well, before Princess come in, please, the links are available. Share with your friends, your family, and have everybody join the conversation. Princess, go ahead.
I would say it's not at all what I thought it would be. When I was younger, I always thought, oh, when I'm older, I'm gonna get my own place and I'm gonna have this big job and all these things, and it just doesn't go like that. And I guess dating life after college is something, and just kind of trying to figure out like exactly what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, things are gonna go, and coming to I guess a place where you're okay if things don't pan out to be like how you think it's gonna be. So just all that encompassed together.
So you're saying it's ghetto too, basically.
Yes, it is, especially where we are now in the world. Everything is expensive for no reason. So yeah, it's just all around ghetto.
Okay. All right, Mr. Joel. Do you go by Joel or Joel?
I'll almost ask if it is Joel or
Yeah.
Joel.
You do Joel? Okay. All right.
But yeah, to kind of answer your question, it's definitely not easy. Kind of to go back on what was said before, I definitely wish that I wouldn't have said I wanted to be an adult so quick, just because of so much of the responsibilities that we have to deal with now. Like, simple for me, like I'm already like paying insurance like every month now. It's a thing that I never would have thought that.
Just insurance, car insurance.
Car insurance and car note, both of those. So I'm not paying no bills. So I ain't
Not yet.
That's just it. I mean, it's a bill, but
I mean, a bill's a
add
bill.
rent.
But yeah, it's definitely something I've gotten used to, but it's something that has also built me up to. Just knowing how to have discipline with certain things when it comes to money or just self discipline myself. It's built me up to just learn how to structure myself as well as a young man, especially in America where certain things are not always offered to black men. Having a mindset on how to base and structure things, it goes a long way. So it's kind of I wouldn't say a blessing and a curse, but I mean, it's helped me, but it's definitely not easy. I would also say that as well. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I know Miss Eunice Tiwa had something to say last week, but you can reiterate or you can, say something else if you thought about something else about adulthood.
So last week I'm gonna stand with my same answer because it's not High School Musical. It's not none of that. I thought we were gonna be singing on the tables and having fun and free everything. It's not like that. I will say, like everyone has said, discipline is a big key that I try to remember, but it's not even easy to remember, let alone have the discipline. So yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. I know Mr. Mensah has been an adult for a while now, but what's your feedback? My co-host, what's your feedback?
Like in regards to what they are saying, or regards to just
in regards to just your opinion on adulthood so far. Like if you were to go back as a young adult, or maybe not, I guess not really a teenager, but I would say a young adult, what would you advise your younger self?
Well, before I go into that, because I wanted to ask them if there is something particularly about the adult life they have now that they actually do like, particularly. Before I go into that,
okay,
is there something particular about this adult life? Because I know right now you guys are not even looking forward to the real adult life. Like
you haven't really touched adulthood.
Yeah, you haven't really touched adulthood yet, right? So you are still getting your feet wet a little bit. You're not stepping in the mud a little bit there. What is it about this stage that y'all do think, okay, I actually enjoy this about adulthood?
Anyone?
Let's see. Driving is cool. Being able to carry myself around places without having to rely or depend on a family member or Ubers or Lyfts and things like that, where I can just transport myself here and there. That's been really, really cool to do. Working, I know sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate working, or I don't like working, but being able to work is a blessing too. And then making the money and kind of using those funds for fun things, and then with responsibilities and bills and rent and all of that stuff aside, but being able to buy myself things and being able to just kind of treat myself in a positive way.
Hold on, Gifty.
Mm-hmm.
I hear some background noise, so if we're not speaking, go ahead. If you're not speaking, go ahead and put yourself on mute for me, and then you can unmute when you speak. Go ahead, Gifty. Sorry.
Yes. So, but yeah, being able to purchase things and treat myself, and that's been really fun to do. Hanging out with friends, being able to just enjoy people's company has been really, really fun to do as an adult. Making adult friends and having friendships that are lasting and friendships that are meaningful. That's been a really beneficial thing, especially in the early stages of adulthood that we're in right now, and not having to worry about middle school or high school drama or things like that, but being able to have mature and responsible adult friendships have been really fun. But those are some of the things that I enjoy being, in the early adult stages, is just, again, like I said earlier, just the freedom, having the freedom without having to kind of depend or rely on people. That's been really cool. Are you muted?
I'm gonna piggyback on her and see. Is that okay?
That's
Okay.
fine.
So I definitely agree. The freedom has been nice. Like I remember having to ask, "Mommy, can I go out with my friends and get a nice slap?" No. But I feel like now I don't really. I mean, yeah, you need to. Well, I don't ask. I kind of just tell them, "Okay, well, I'm going out. I'll be home." you know. So freedom has been my favorite thing about adulting.
Okay. Any princess?
I think, oh, yeah, I would say the same thing. Being like able to make the money and, you know, drive and take myself places and those kinds of things. And I guess the good side of adulting and just having that freedom and yeah.
Okay. Joel?
Yeah, kind of just piggybacking off what everyone else has said. At least for me, definitely the freedom. I feel like I've been like broke from the shackles of being bound inside the house. Um, but besides that, also having mobility, able to go places and obviously work, being able to reward yourself for obviously, what I'm saying, doing a good amount of work. It's good. But those are kind of the, I guess, good things that have been shown for like adulting and whatnot. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's good. So, the reason I was asking is because, to go back to the question that you were asking about adulthood, and I knew they were going to go for freedom, right? And I think for me, particular, like looking back to when I was, in my 20s, um, maybe I grew up a little faster than normal because I
Mm.
even got married in my 20s, right?
Okay.
So, um, for me, I looked forward to knowing that freedom comes with responsibilities. And I think when you are young, that is one thing that you don't really look at. Like you look at growing up and obtaining that freedom, but you don't actually think through it to understand that, okay, having freedom means you're going to have a lot of responsibilities. You're getting the freedom from, home, from your parents, and all that means that these responsibilities that your parents were pretty much taking care of for you, it's not going to be your problem to deal with, right? And so even now at you guys' age, you're still getting your feet wet a little bit here and there, but I'm sure there are certain things that your parents are still taking care of it for you. So you are now getting into it, and that was one thing that I wanted to point out to you, that yes, the freedom you enjoy now, you're going to continue getting that freedom, and even best of that freedom. However, you are going to now have to face the responsibilities that comes with it, because
Mm-hmm.
there will be a time that your parents will just have to let go, right? They're not gonna be in your business or help you with anything. Everything is not gonna be on you. So that was the part, in terms of you saying, hey, how was it like when you were in that stage? That was the thing for me. Uh, Understanding that freedom comes with responsibilities, which I think I knew that earlier on. Like I was saying, like I got married right before I hit 30. Right before I hit 30, I got married then. So I think even looking back then, I had dated for a while before I got to that point. So even when I was about you guys' age, I kind of understood what this kind of means, that if I have that freedom, it comes with this, right? And I think that's what I would say about adulthood, getting your feet wet and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So my next question, I think, Mensa, your question that you wanted to ask about, the mistake that, one mistake that they want to talk about, if they could go back and change. I think it's a good segue to ask that before we go into the next set of questions that I had. You want to go ahead and ask that?
Yeah, so I think the main thing was like, even at their age now, if you were to go back, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I phrased it when I typed it in. If there is one thing that you can look back and say you wish you changed that, or that one thing that to you it stands out like, okay, that was a mistake and I wish I would change it, what would that be? And let me
Okay,
just
so
make sure I got the question right. This the exact way I typed it. I'm sure that is what I
yeah, I
typed,
think
but
that's what it was
okay.
about one mistake that if you could go back and change in your position now that you would
Yes.
change.
And then also to add to it, which I think I added in that, is if that one thing has shaped your life in any way as of now. I know it's a tough question. It's probably going to get you to crack your brain a little bit.
If there's any errors, maybe an advice that you wish that you had taken, like what it's similar, Eunice, it's similar to what we asked last week about, if you had an advice for your younger self about,
Yeah.
anything, what it would be. It's kind of
Yeah, something
similar
like
to
that.
that.
And how that has, shaped your life even today.
Okay, I
Like,
can
what
take it.
would that be and how has it shaped you?
So last week I said that I wish I took school a bit more seriously when I was in high school. Um, the reason I said that is because most of your classes and things like that that you take in high school is important. And I mean, yeah, I was serious, but I wasn't as serious as I needed to be. Like looking from now to then, I don't think I was that serious. So if there's any young person on here, please make sure that your books is your best friend. Like, make sure you sleep with your books, eat with your books, like do everything with your books because your books are gonna get you really far in life.
Anybody else wants to go?
Yeah. I wish I took saving money seriously. I mean, even until now, I still struggle
Mhm.
with saving money. Um, I don't think I had. I mean, I took like economics and stuff like that in class, but in high school, but it didn't really teach us about like credit score or um, building building a separate account for saving interest rates and all of that stuff. Like maybe they did, and I just didn't pay attention and I forgot about it, or like. But
You
sometimes I
probably
really,
didn't.
sometimes
You
I just
probably
really
didn't.
wish that like it was really drilled in my head. I mean, now it is. And then growing up, when I started working, it became a thing where people and like family members or just people in my community would always remind, save your money, save your money. But I didn't take it seriously, until now I was in a predicament where I'm like, whoa, like if I knew life was going to be this bad, I would have started saving money in preschool. Like I would have started saving money when I was a kid. I would have started saving money in kindergarten. And I don't know. And our parents save money for us, and who knows where that money goes sometimes. But like, if I could tell my younger self today, like save your money, like be serious about it, that's what I would say because it's hard out here in these streets. And yeah, save your money. And being responsible with it. Sometimes, like when I first started working, I'm like, oh, gee, I have my own money now. I can buy everything that I always wanted to buy when I was younger. And I still find myself doing that now, just having the opportunity to treat myself. But sometimes I treat myself a little too much and I take it a little too far. So I'm learning to like balance the funds and being responsible with the funds and um, being able to save it in a responsible way. So that's one thing. That's one thing I would change if I were to go back. Oh, how
Okay.
wish I could go back, but yeah, it's getting
Before
better.
the next person come in, y'all should tune in to next month's topic because we're talking about finances, financial work awareness, and we're talking about, saving, investment, and basically, like one thing I'm passionate about is I'm in finance. So, the things that I wish I knew, I'm trying to install it. Hopefully, help the next generation be better. So, y'all need to tune in next month. I will send the link to all of you. All right. Princess, you want to go?
Yes. I feel like one thing that I forget how the question was phrased, but
one mistake
one thing I
that
feel like
you wish you could go back on to change, something that you will
okay.
like to do better.
I feel like I should have taken like being more disciplined seriously, being younger, because I found as I got into college and like even now that it's very hard to like just try and be disciplined. And like when I was younger, when my parents would be like, "Oh, do this, do that, read your books, put the phone away, do the things," I used to be like, "Nah, like I just want to do what I want to do." And back then I didn't know, you know, what I know now. And if I knew what I knew now, I would definitely like try and build up that discipline then, because then it would have taken me very far now. But it's okay, we learn from our mistakes, and I'm doing it now. But that's one thing I feel like, you know,
So we
I
need to
should have
discipline the
done.
kids more. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. All right, Joel.
Yeah, so mine is kind of on the more academic side. But I kind of wish that I was more studious with my studies, because there would be some times where, like, when I was younger, where obviously like there's tests and whatnot for certain classes, and I would put no effort or any work into like studying and make an effort to obviously get a good grade. And I would have moments where I'd pray to God and hoping he would give me a 99 or something without putting in no type of work. It didn't go to show. But like now that I'm in college, I've gained that mindset that with studying, the results will show. And that's kind of like my mindset right now, with also with like finals coming up. Like I've just been taking every single day as a time to just go over certain coursework or content, whatever the case is, and then kind of just apply it to whatever I'm doing, whether it's homework or assignments. And it just goes to show in the grades that I've been getting. But I wish I would have built myself up more, so then obviously maybe during high school I would have had that same mindset. But I think God I have it now. So yeah, I definitely would have wished I would have put more effort into studying.
See, you are at such a good point for this conversation, because the thing is, you are literally the beginning of your adulthood. So there's so much time to make changes, like for savings. If you want to save more, if you want to, like, this is the time, right? You forget what's in the past, or if you want to be disciplined, this is the time. This is the beginning of your life, so you can still be disciplined. If it's about studying, same thing. Whatever you're doing, if it's work, if it's graduate school, whatever it is, you still have the time to make that change. So this is a perfect time for you to realize what you can do better, because you can start working on it now. All right, Mr. Mensa.
Yeah, I think you pretty much said it. It's more like building a habit, right? And eventually these habits become like proclivities for you. So you start now, and then the more you do it, it becomes who you are, right? So you get to a point in life where now you're an adult, but because you've done this for so long since you were young, it becomes part of who you are as a person. It becomes your nature now. Like these are things that you just go to. So if it is more about being disciplined and being conscious of how you spend your time, how you spend your money, or whatever the situation is, those habits that you build now gradually becomes who you are for the future, and it helps you in the long run. And that's what I would say to that particularly.
Okay, I'm gonna read a comment here from Nana Enchi Bosiako. It says that this is a time to reflect on your life and goals. Freedom isn't just about doing what you want, but also about making responsible choices. Some people have gotten so caught up in their freedom that they start prioritizing the wrong things, like earning salaries, but not using it wisely, which is, true, because y'all have realized that, okay, I can be spending just because I'm making them, don't mean that I should be, spending, because you don't want to be 40 and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, right? A lot of people are doing that. And again, I'm not trying to go back too much on the discussion that we're having next month, but um, you have the opportunity right now and the discipline and everything that you need. The first step is realizing that you can do better at something, and you just have to make the choice to do it. um yeah, anybody else want to add anything before we segue into our next? Okay, I can read another while I look at another comment here. If anybody have anything you want to add, this is the time, so we can move on to the next discussion. All right, so there's a question here. It says, would you have would you have appreciated it better now if when you were younger, I guess better now than it when you were younger, your parents were more strict on you to help you be better? So would you appreciate it now more if your parents were stricter on you than when you were younger? I think that's basically what they're saying, right? Is that what you are
I
saying?
think
That
I think
maybe you wish
that's
your
what the
parents,
question is.
yeah, you wish that your parent had been stricter on you.
Um, I think they were great. I think I think I turned out okay. Um, I say that to say when I did go to college and I was surrounded by other people, sometimes I would see how they would act or see what they would do. And sometimes I'm like, okay, wow, I am appreciative of, how I was brought up, and I always tell like the younger ones now, never forget, how you're brought up and never forget where you came from and things like that, because you will be surrounded by people who simply didn't have any home training. People that are because or maybe it goes the other way. Sometimes their parents were so strict while they were kids, when they get up and they have the freedom, they kind of just do whatever. But I take my freedom in another way. Like, I still remember the trainings, I still remember how I was brought up, I still remember that I have an image or a reputation to keep, and that I don't want to be out here, wilding out, and then it goes back and people reporting it to my peoples, or people are reporting it to like my parents or things like that. So I am appreciative of how I was raised and how I was brought up, because there are people that don't have the opportunity, or there are people you know, who haven't gotten, some home training, or there are people who haven't simply just, they don't get to learn the things that they endure when they're young, and they have to learn it while they're older. And now that they're older, they navigate it a different way in comparison to if they experienced it when they were younger, if that makes any sense. So it's like, now that I'm older, I can do things differently, or I can live in a certain way because there were people telling me how to live, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And I think it's been living life as an adult, or even in my earlier adulthood, has been nice, because sometimes I'll remember the small teachings and remember the small things that were said when I was younger, and I would try to kind of interpret it in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically continue to be strict on our children because they will appreciate it later, is what I'm hearing.
In a different, be strict, yes, but also adjust to kind of the way things are happening now in life. Because like, for example, my dad, I come from an African home, and my dad was very strict. But as I got older, I kind of had to tell him, like, okay, Dad, 21st century, we're in the US. I'm not saying depart from how you were raised and things like that, but kind of adjust. Learning adjustment is very key, in the world that we are living in. Being able to adapt to the trends that are happening, or adapt to just anything that's happening right now in the world surrounding us. So be strict, but kind of be reasonable. And yeah, because I don't know, it's not the same. Life isn't the same in every aspect in comparison to how it was when we were younger. So just adjust. Yeah.
10-4. Got it. Thank you. All right. Are we all in agreement? Anybody want to add anything else? We're in agreement. Okay. So, the next question. Were all of you raised in a Christian home? I mean, I know the answer to some of you, but not everybody. Okay. Everybody. Okay. So, how was that? How was that? How was it being raised in a Christian home? Do you feel that in some way, shape, or form shaped you to be the people that you are right now? Has it have a positive effect? Has it have some negative effect? How was that? How did that contribute to you being the person you are right now? And if there's anything that you could change about it, I know that's a lot, but you can just answer.
So before we go to that question, right? So I think there was a question that came on WhatsApp, and the person was saying, how do they think their parents could have impacted their educational journey? So before we go to the part that you just asked, so somebody's asking that on WhatsApp.
Thank you. I don't have access to the WhatsApp group, so
yeah. So how do you think your parents could have impacted your educational journey? I guess the person is pretty much asking, do you think your parents could have done it any differently, or what they did is pretty much fine with you, that you ended up, in the right spot educational wise?
That's good. Eunice.
I was going to say, you need to start calling in because nobody wants to be the first to go.
I think my parents did an okay job. I think it was more so that I needed to put in the effort, because they did all they could. Eunice, make sure you get this done, do this. And my parents, they're not the typical African parents. They're pretty caught up with,
you have younger parents, so
yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't hide my grades, couldn't hide the report card when it came in the mail. They seen it first. They are up to date. So I feel like it's left for the individual to really push themselves, because your parents can't do everything for you all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that part. Your parents can't do everything for you. You have to do some things yourself.
Most of it, a cool little 80% is okay.
80.
Yeah.
All right. Mommy, sorry, Princess.
I guess I would say my parents weren't always caught up with everything, so it was kind of up to me to know certain things, because if I didn't know, then nobody would know. But I guess they did their part in making sure that I was doing what I was supposed to do, turning in what I was supposed to turn. And I guess if there was anything that they could have done, more maybe be more, I don't want to say involved, but I would say more involved. Not too involved, but more involved in I guess my education in a sense, because since they weren't really, up to date with certain things, it was just kind of left on me. So being more involved and knowing certain things, so that when your kids are growing up, you put them in whatever programs they need to be, or whatever it is to kind of propel them and that will help them grow. Like, just try your best. Try your best to educate yourself a bit and go to the meetings, or, yeah.
Is this more on a college level or like high school, middle school? The
I would say this
involvement.
is more like high school, middle school. Yeah, high school, middle school, maybe even K through 12.
K through 12.
This can go
Okay.
through for and even college.
All of it.
Okay.
When it comes to college, at that point, they're kind of grown, so you can't really do too much. But yeah.
Okay. Gifty.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. I say be involved through it all. I think just being there, showing up is very beneficial. It's very impactful. I'm a first gen college student, so I had to figure everything out on my own. But community is equally as important too, because though I was lacking it from my parents, I had aunts and uncles and cousins that were older and who did it before me that also helped in. I had teachers and professors that chipped in. Being able to be outspoken and to speak up when I was struggling was very helpful, especially in college. So I think that honestly, the pressure of being the African child was pressure enough, because sometimes when I'm in school, I have to remember, oh, I have people back home counting on me. Oh, I can't, fail this class. Or sometimes I wanted to drop out, but I'm like, then I'll be the talk of the town if I did. So it's like that was additional pressure growing up, or even just going into school. It was additional pressure because I don't know, if you're not in school, if you're not educated, that was a whole nother thing. And then I also think what I was doing in school too, like what I majored in was pressure, because everyone wants us to be the nurses and the doctors and the lawyers and the engineers, and I did not do that. I did not go to school for that, so that was pressure because now I think I'm disappointing my family. But my mom, she was very supportive. I had a lot of family members who were also equally as supportive. So it's like I had to not listen to the naysayers and kind of do what I know, what I wanted to do. And then of course, pray to God about it and ask him what my purpose was and ask him what I should do with this calling that he had for me. And it took off. So, but then once you get the parents to understand and once you get them to kind of be in one accord with you, the support, it's still there regardless. So yeah, so throughout the this comment says throughout the entire education cycle, I do think parents need to be involved, but also be trusting with your child and be supportive with your child. It's not every day whatever they say goes. And I think I would call myself the black sheep of the family. Sometimes I went on my own path, but I think I turned out fine. But it's not everything that they say. I don't know, this may be a little bit controversial, but sometimes you have to kind of put your own foot down because it is your life that you're living, but you have to do it with sense. You have to do it with, some logic too. You're not just doing it and acting off of impulse, but remembering, again, like I said before, remembering who you are and where you came from. You have to kind of put that into perspective as well too. Yeah.
So I see the African family pressure more as motivation because it got you to keep pushing, right?
It got me to keep pushing for sure, but it was hard as I was pushing because the pressure was motivating, but it was also at the same time stressful because I'm worrying about, again, what would this person say about me? And then sometimes African parents, they care about what other people say, and they care about how people are thinking about them or what their children are doing or how their family is doing. My dad and my mom would say it all the time, but and so is doing this and so is doing that, and I would tell them, who cares? Again, controversial. I will tell them, who cares what they're saying, or who cares what they're doing, or who cares what I'm doing. But that was additional pressure because they're thinking about what people are thinking about them, and then they bring it on to the kids, and then that affects the kids as they get older. It affected me as I got older because now they're thinking, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Joel?
Yeah, so kind of was, I guess in the academic aspect, it was kind of the opposite for me. When it came to like schoolwork and books, my dad was always on my case about it. Like there wasn't a day where I would say during like middle school time, maybe like fifth through like eighth grade, I would usually come home and I'd get like maybe 30 minutes of free time and then it's straight to the books, and I feel like in a sense it definitely did build me up, like when it came to like certain aspects, like for example multiplication. It was just like that with me, like I knew everything. But one thing I wish that maybe would have had like a slight change is maybe the amount of time that he had me on it. I feel like sometimes when it comes to like, especially when kids are younger, when they're doing a certain thing like over and over, it begins to like, at least for me, I would say, it kind of became a time where I was like, man, this is kind of getting boring because it's just straight routine. You come home, you do work, you don't really, you know what I'm saying, get time to, I guess, have your own free time. But I kind of, as I got older, especially when I got to high school, um, he was definitely still involved in it. It wasn't every day he would tell me, hey, get to your books or you have to study this or, like it was kind of just all on my own timing. But there would be cases where I would have to just do it myself, just have that discipline. And then obviously, like once it gets to the college level, that's a completely different story. Your parents, at least my dad was still there, but it's not like if I came home and I didn't want to study, he wouldn't really, get on my case about it because obviously you're an adult now, you have your own responsibilities and whatnot. Um, but I feel like, in a sense, I'm glad that he did have that impact where, um, having me come home and just kind of having the habit of hitting the books definitely built me up. I just wish I would have put more effort into it, like kind of what was going on with others. Um, Obviously, your parents are going to be there to, what I'm saying, push you and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you and how you pull yourself up to indulge in whatever the case may be, whether it's books or a certain talent you want to do. Like it, at the end of the day, it comes to you putting in the effort. So I kind of wish I would have done that better on my part. But granted, I was just it was always come home, hit the books, and it kind of like, in my sense, it kind of got boring to me. But I'm still grateful for it. I'm glad he did it. I don't take none of it for granted, in that sense. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, what I'm hearing is, even though these restrictions and disciplines and guidances, even though in your younger years it was more of a struggle and they were pushed back, when you are a adult now, you are appreciating it. So basically, we should keep going. Got it.
Yeah, we can now go back to the original question. I think what was the original question you asked? I think how was Christianity kind of shaped the adult life, I believe.
Yes. How it shaped your adult life. Was it more of a positive than negative, more of a negative than, was there anything positive, anything negative? Because, and I'm saying that, well, I'll just have you go ahead and share how, since all of you were raised in a Christian home, how did that impact your adulthood?
I loved it. I loved growing up in a Christian household. My mom was actually the Sunday school teacher for a long time. So I think
Is it just
getting
me
up.
that can't hear her?
Yeah,
You guys
Okay.
can't hear me?
All right.
I can hear you. Can everybody
Oh,
else
okay.
hear?
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
so it's just me.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
lost
it's
you,
just
you
you
lost your volume
again.
again. But we can hear you though.
Okay.
Which is funny. Let me just exit and I'll come right back in.
Okay.
Yes, back to what I was saying. My mom was a Sunday school teacher, so waking up every morning and sometimes seeing her little plans that she had like in set for us to go over was really fun. And it's also shaped me to now. I joined the choir years ago, and it makes me like stay on my feet. And like when I feel that I'm slacking, going back is like, okay, yeah, girl, get stand back up. So it's definitely really played a big part in who I am today, because without God, I am nothing. So yeah.
That's good. It looked like you wanted to say something, Princess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, growing up in a Christian household had a positive effect on me, because I feel like going through life, not having that, I honestly don't know where I'd be, honestly, because life can get really hard. And then also just growing, navigating, being around different people who come from different places and just have different morals and ways of thinking. And knowing that if I didn't grow up in the household that I did, I could be just anything by now. But I'm just very grateful for that, and the principles and the morals, and just having God in my life, because without him, like Tiwa said, I am absolutely nothing.
Okay, Joelle.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off what they said, growing up in a Christian household has definitely also built me in a sense. Also, my dad being a pastor, the house is always going to be rooted in Christ, whatever the case is, whether it's morning devotions or taking time to just have a family word where we're all discussing God's word. It keeps it well rounded, and it's always like having a structure, knowing that God is there in certain situations where like people might be down and whatnot. Just knowing that there's someone to lean on, it goes a long way. So having me being brought up in that, it's like there. It's not ever gonna leave me now, just because it's been so rooted ever since I was a kid when we were younger. Just having those morning devotions and times where we would just pray. It's well rounded, and it's definitely brought me up in a sense that it's like I can't depart from it. As like the Bible says, bring up a child in the way they should go, so they should never, depart from it. That's kind of the sense that is within me now. And so I'm very grateful for it. And yeah.
Okay. Was there any part of it that you wish was different?
I think you're muted.
Okay. I was gonna say, I hope it's not just me again.
Yeah.
Wait, I can hear her.
I can hear her too.
I was not muted.
Yeah, I can hear her.
Oh.
Am
So it's just
I
me,
still
Joel.
muted?
Okay.
No.
Do y'all feel like I'm
I
still
see you're
muted?
not.
Let me try to use
We can hear you.
see if it makes a difference.
Well,
Oh.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, but Joel cannot hear me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. I keep going. Was there any part that y'all would change? Like the process of, I know that, you're at the point where you understand that, you're nothing without God, and I'm happy that that's clear. I'm happy that that's clear. But okay, okay. I'll come back to that question. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the people kind of together. So we're going to take a short break. Okay. Stay there.
Yo. Now your matter with the talk. Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution, they show face. Lady Mary, they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter, make we solve 'em. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We dey discuss, we dey learn. Every episode you gon' feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we dey find a way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh, yes.
We go talk, I'm clear, no delay. Oh, it's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie. You, hey, the chat room. Hey, now here we can find a way.
Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, good. So I was asking if the within that whole Christianity upbringing, is there a part that you feel that could have been better? Part that you feel that wasn't so much, or anything that you would change or fix or do it a different way, or you wish was a different way?
I would say for me, I think it got to a time when I was like, I'm not sure the age, let's say like 10 in middle school. You're growing up with like Muslims and other types of, religions. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes I would think like, oh, wait, this sounds plays. Nobody should record this and go and post it anywhere. This is kind of like, wait, it's different. So I think that when I was around that age, I was kind of like getting confused, and then I would start getting not upset, but like upset to go to church on Sundays and wake up every Sunday at 7 a.m. to get ready when I'm hearing that other people don't even go to church as early as us, and just stuff like that. So it's like, I wish that I knew that like, it's not a race with anybody. It's not a competition. It's for your own self. Like, you're not trying to better anybody but yourself. So I wish that I knew that earlier. But then again, I was a kid. So now that I'm here, I'm glad I know.
Okay. Princess?
Hmm. I would say change anything. Okay. I would say that maybe I feel like when I was younger, I'm gonna speak for myself. When I was younger, it was just kind of like a thing. You just wake up on Sundays, you go to church, and you come home, and that's just what you do. Um, I feel like obviously I was like, oh, we're going to church for God, but like I didn't really have much understanding, and like I felt like because I didn't have that understanding and I just thought it was just kind of like an obligation, you go because you have to, it kind of just made it a thing where it's like, oh, I can't wait till I'm older so I don't have to do this no more.
Mm.
And so I think maybe giving your children an understanding of why, and also like building a habit of like maybe doing stuff at home, because I felt like I would only maybe pray or read my Bible when I was at church, and then at home
Oh,
it
Read
would just
your
be
Bible, pray every day.
it would just be, you're just going to school, coming, going to school, coming, going to school, coming, and that's it. But obviously you learn, oh, read your Bible, pray every day if you want to grow, but like at home
somebody should be doing it with you
practically.
at home.
Yeah.
The way your mother prays today, nowadays, she didn't used to do that back then.
No. She wasn't like that all the time. So I think to build that at home too really helps, and just to have that at home than just at church where you just every Sunday you're going. Yeah. I think that the education of it, and just not, obviously your kids have to go no matter what, but like giving that education, that definitely helps,
Okay.
that understanding. Yeah.
Joelle?
Yeah, also in terms of that kind of like education, I feel like I don't really see any change that could have been made, just because like once again, like as we said before, my dad's a pastor, so it's not like at some point in time, like it did feel like when I was younger, church was just routine where you kind of just wake up and just go to church, and then next day is school, and it kind of felt like that was um, it was real repetitive. But I feel like it's kind of a different story, like kind of what you guys were saying, where it's like read your Bible, prayer every day. You go to Sunday school, you learn from the Sunday school teachers. If you get something wrong, they hit you with a stick, and it was like, yeah, dude, I'm just not trying to do that. But in terms of like the way like my dad was well rounded, I feel like it was in a different sense from as like learning from a Sunday school teacher as opposed to like learning information about the Bible from your parents. I feel like it's two different things and it goes a long way. And I feel like that's kind of why, like right now, if you tell me I want to go to church or you ask me to go to church, I'll say I want to go to church because that's like I've just been well rounded in that space of where my dad is like learning stuff about the Bible and then also applying that to your lives and then also going to church to praise and worship God. I don't like that's just a green flag for me. I'd want to do that every chance I get. So I wouldn't really say I would make a change. I feel like my dad, being the man of God he is, made that change, and it just made growing up in this household and also just going to church. It's been amazing, and I wouldn't take it for granted whatsoever.
Okay. All right. So, Joel, let me ask you, being a son of a pastor, because I've heard, and actually I've seen in situations where they call them the PK, the PKs, so preacher's kids. So I've heard in situations where they are, I guess, so much of the Christianity is put on them that it becomes so heavy that they get traumatized. You know, when they say church trauma, they get traumatized. Where they're like, okay, when I leave the home, I don't even want to be involved in the church, or, you know, there's so many of those going on. So what did your father, because it looks like from where you're coming from, you know, you are well-rounded and understand that, you know, this is something that you're choosing for yourself and you want to follow even in your young adulthood. So what did your father do differently?
So I would say, in a sense, as said before, first thing, obviously just teaching me about the Bible, like knowing like certain characters in the Bible, stories in the Bible. I feel like that was just a starter. It's kind of just like reading a book as a kid. You know, you learn about characters who exemplify God in certain ways, and kind of just you can, as a having the kid like mind, having that ability to also like compare that to yourself and maybe apply those certain abilities or not abilities, but characteristics of those characters in the Bible goes a long way. And then also in a sense of like I said before, just being well rounded. My father was always there telling me, there's this phrase that he always says is, just because you're a pastor's kid, it doesn't mean you're saved. Just because you're the son of a pastor or daughter of a pastor, that does not guarantee your entry into heaven. It doesn't. And that, as I got older, it definitely opened my mind, and I really understood that's like, okay, my dad is telling me these certain things, and basically if I don't apply it, you know, you're not gonna get into heaven. And so him also like giving me the reality of it too kind of opened my eyes as well for me to understand that this is truly the life, and just because you're under the name of being a pastor's kid, it doesn't guarantee your way. Also with being with church, like as being like the pastor's kid too, everyone's always looking at you, like the eyes are going to be on you regardless, like it's just how it is. And so I wouldn't say it's like you have to know this to put on an act, but in a sense knowing it for yourself to also be saved. And so when other people see that, like, oh, like, yeah, God is moving through him, or like the glory is like going through him, it goes a long way too. So, and to answer that question, I just feel like my dad really gave me a reality check about just, you know, being saved and having salvation. And then also just giving me information, or at least helping me learn about certain people and situations in the Bible. Those are things that I think my dad did really well on, that kind of makes me, you know, not go into that whole other category of when a pastor kid leaves the crib or leaves the house, they go off in a whole certain way. I feel like I'm not going down that route, God forbid. But in that sense, that's what I feel like my father has done very well with. So it's keeping me well rounded. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mensah.
Yeah, I think I missed the initial part except Joel. So Joel, so do you think that maybe how you were raised shaped you, your whole sense of what morality really is, like the morals that you have as a person only comes from that? Or do you think in the absence of, let's say, Christianity as a whole, would that still have been a thing for you? Or you just you believe, well, you only have this sense of morality because of
Christianity, the
Christianity?
upbringing. Mm.
Um, I wouldn't say just because of Christianity, I am well rounded, just like the way I am. Even like, so my dad was, yeah, definitely more on the man of God side, both my parents, but my mother was also there too, just for like certain things, like just being a well rounded man, where it comes to like just certain gestures, maybe when it comes to just being a good person or treating women in that sense. She was always on me about that. So, I kind of have an idea. But I wouldn't say I'm only well rounded just because my father has um um brought Christianity like into my life. I wouldn't really say that's what I'm gonna base my morals on. I feel like the way I already am, my parents have just brought me up in a good way. Besides, I feel like Christianity is just, well, at least the faith that they have and being that instilled on me, it kind of just adds morals to the morals that I already did have, if that makes sense. Um, I feel like Christianity was just kind of a foundation of how I should be as a young man of
Mm.
God. And
Mm.
then also just the regular morals of life where, treat a person how you want to be treated, having responsibility in certain things like that. That was already there. My parents were teaching me with that when I was younger, but Christianity was kind of the faith and the foundation of what could be built on with certain other morals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only have a question for him because I missed what the other lady said because I was
Yeah.
still trying to get back in.
Okay.
But that is good.
Yeah, I think it was kind of around the same thing. And when the ladies were speaking, you all focused on, what you would have done different. It's more of the education, right? But then you all were in um, Sunday school, right? You say you were in Sunday school, so then it kind of makes me wonder when you're talking about, you wish that you had been educated more on certain things. So, what were you being taught in Sunday school? Because that's what Sunday school is for, right? To educate you, to kind of like give you an overview of the faith, what Christianity is about, and the Bible, like the different stories, like Joelle was saying. So, like, what was the what was missing?
I think for me, what was missing was the relationship, because I kind of just knew the religion
Not the
as
relationship.
not the
Oh,
relationship.
okay.
I think that's what it was for me, because it was just kind of like just going through the motions. I knew how to just go to church and answer the questions, and I was even singing. I just but I didn't really have a real relationship. Like I didn't really know Jesus for myself. I just knew
Mm,
of him. I knew who he was. I knew what he can do, but I didn't he wasn't real to me.
mm.
Yeah.
It's like a
So
character in a book. And
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So that's what it was. He wasn't real to me, so I just was kind of like okay.
When did he become real to you?
Um COVID times. COVID times, that's when I was like, oh wow, okay.
That's literally like what?
4 years
5
ago?
years ago?
Yeah, 5.
5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like that's when I really I don't know, I just had a whole epiphany, and it just hit me like, wow, he's
Okay.
real, this is real, and I need to get my life together. And
Okay.
yeah.
Eunice?
I wrote down what I had to say just in case I forgot. But I think for the education, I feel like I was a bit, not a bit too young, but I feel like, especially with the church that I was going to at the time, I was a bit too young to understand like who God really is. And yeah, we're hearing God is good all the time and like these, but we were just reading the stories and not really, I don't know how to really explain it, but not really focusing directly on God. But yeah, I feel like if they were the Sunday school teachers and the um pastors or whatever you would want to call it, if they focused a bit more on trying to get us to understand who God is at a younger age instead of more so the characters are good so that you know what's going on. But if we could understand who God really is in like a whole younger, that would have been amazing. Like that would have the places I would have been. But yeah, I think that would have been amazing if I knew of God younger because I recently um, found out who He really is for myself. And when I say recently, I say like with my sister, like COVID. So yeah, if I found out who God was earlier, like 6, 5, 7, we would have been like Dinah Hamilton.
Mr. Mensa, you want to add anything as we come to a close?
No, but a question that came through, so maybe we can end with that question. And the question was asking, at what age is it appropriate to date, and what does maturity actually means to y'all? And I'll
Okay.
let y'all go first before I speak to it.
Before we touch on that, there is
Mhm.
actually another. I think this is a straightforward question that we can just kind of get out of the way. It says, I keep hearing adults, adults, adults. What qualifies a person to be an adult? In America is age. That's
Thank
what qualifies
you.
you to be an adult. You
Thank
hit
you.
18, you're an adult. I don't know about elsewhere, but that's basically what it is. There's not like a special test you have to take or bone density test or anything like that. Once you hit that age, you're an adult and you're considered an adult and you're held responsible or accountable for adult actions. So that's what makes you an adult. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. We can go.
Yes. Yeah, well, back to the same question, which is, at what age do y'all think is appropriate to date, and what does maturity actually means to y'all?
Mm,
And then I will likely touch on that, but I just want to know what y'all think first.
good
I
one.
think I think the appropriate age to date is 18. Um I feel like it could slide at 17, but I feel like 17, 18 because once again, you are an adult. Um Mature and also when you're 18,
Dating though, not being in a relationship,
yeah,
two
dating.
different things.
Yeah. And then also I feel like you're gonna go to college. You're obviously, gonna want to experience, the dating life or whatnot. So yeah, I feel like that college age, like the 18. So yeah, maturity to me is, how would I say maturity? I think maturity is like really understanding your morals and really understanding that you're growing. Like you cannot be acting like a child anymore. You have to literally grow up. So yeah.
Okay. Princess.
Okay. What
Y'all gonna be
age?
over here trying to be like politically or trying to get your parents to like know that you're thinking something. Be real.
Yeah, so okay, because I feel like you should educate your kids on dating, and I feel like the education should start maybe younger, like, because let's be real, you're gonna send your kids off to school, and other kids are going, like, they're gonna be around other kids, and so, like, you can't shield them from everything. So I feel like it starts from the home, the education. I think you should educate them on dating and all the things and the what's and the whatnots, and but don't be like, no, don't do that. That's just a no. And then that be the end all be all, because kids are explorers. They're gonna explore. It was a no at home. Guess what? I'm still outside. I'm still in school. I can do what I want. So I think properly educating them and letting them know why it's a no. I think maybe the age should be like I think I would say 17, 18 to maybe you can even slide 16.
Yeah, just slide it. Just slide it.
Maybe you can slide 16.
Even slide 15, just so we have an understanding of it earlier. Yeah.
Honestly, in reality, I was gonna say 15.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Pick an age. Pick an age.
Okay, 15.
Pick
I would
one.
say 15. I would say 15. And I also think that also comes with pick the age wisely depending on their maturity. So if you feel like, your son or your daughter, also don't be having your son be dating at 14 and your daughter be dating at 22. Like, that's also come on. No. But I think also maturity is you can gauge maturity based on, like, I think a person's mindset and how they think and how they move in life, in a sense. Like, I don't know what the question was for the maturity part, but I think that's what I have to say for that one. But for the dating, not yet. I would say 15 and above. Just so, and then like so that they're not sneaking around, and then also like when they get to college, they're not like wilding and just doing anything, because people just really do
They're trying
anything.
to catch up.
I mean, like, they really get to college, and like once they like taste that freedom, they just really go very far with
Very.
it. So I think not restricting them too much, but also having some boundaries, and yeah.
Okay. Joel.
I say realistically, 16, like that's where it just starts. Because usually something's like below it. I don't know. Some people don't technically count it as serious in a sense. But I think 16 is probably an ideal age where, because I'm thinking like 16, you're probably hitting your junior year of high school, maybe junior, senior year. So you're kind of getting an idea of um, how relationships work and whatnot. But obviously, it gets more serious as you get older and whatnot. Um, but I feel like maturity, in a sense, is yeah, it's kind of where you are with the mindset. It could also be physical too, but emotionally, mentally, just where you are, seeing like with certain situations, like if you're respecting other people's perspectives during certain situations, or thinking before you react, that just shows levels of maturity. So I feel like it's more of a mindset thing. You can also add the physical part in there too, but the mind is the strongest thing in your body. It controls everything. So having a strong mindset, it goes a long way with being mature. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll add a little bit for me as a parent. And yeah, I think that 16 for dating, because I can shadow it, I can give guidelines, and I can kind of get an idea for who you are in that aspect and help guide you, right? Instead of throwing you out to the wolves, and just saying, okay, go and make sure that after college you get married, and not give you any type of guideline about relationships, because what I've learned is that as much as we teach and educate about everything, we need to teach and educate our children about relationships and about dating also. Because the reason why there are so many divorces and all this unhealthy relationships is because we don't really educate, right? So we go into it and we're learning on the job and hope that it goes well, but nobody has taught any of these, children in this marriage how to really be in a relationship, how to settle conflicts, how to um, apologize in a relationship, how to just respect each other, what to accept in a relationship and what not to accept, all this type of stuff has to be. I know I never received any type of education or any type of guidance on it from my parents, so I had to learn it as I went through life, right? But we want to do better for the next generation. So I think that, my husband will probably have a different a different idea about that. But for me, I think that 16 for both, God help me, for both for both, I can allow it, I can allow it with some guidance and direction. So yes, and maturity, I think maturity comes with responsibility. When I see how responsible you are and how you handle yourself in certain situations, and how you make decisions, then we can see if you are matured. Consider you matured, and I think that also comes with dating. You have to be mature to be able to handle some of the things that comes with dating. So, maybe the age will be based on the maturity of that individual.
I guess I will, excuse me, I'll be the last one to close it. So, Nanaya, so with yours, I don't know if that would be dating per se. Maybe in my mind, I'm thinking of it as, the child getting to know somebody, which is around 16. So it's kind of, that's what I'm thinking it is. They're getting to know somebody, and you are there throughout that process to make sure you baby step them into what dating really is before you let them go to, to do their own
I
thing.
think that's dating, not like being in a relationship. That's why I was saying that being in a relationship is different from dating.
Okay.
Dating is like when you're going out with someone, you're getting to know the person, you're not really like committed to them. Once you're committed, then you're in a relationship.
Okay, I guess we can take that. I guess, I mean, in America, you know how we put a lot of different terms on different things,
We define
and
things
call it
different.
different things. So I think for me, excuse me, for me, and I'm sure the person that asked the question had an idea what exactly they wanted us to talk about, and that is, maturity and dating in particular. So I will start from the latter. I think saying that somebody is matured, or what maturity really is understanding life, what life really is, and then within life, understanding yourself particularly, and being very self-aware. And what that means is you understand that you have the freedom, and that freedom comes with choices that you will make, and you are 1000% responsible for those choices. You are accountable for everything that comes after that. And on top of that, which is the self-awareness part, you having a sense of, might not be the best of it, but having a sense of emotional intelligence, which is you understand yourself, you understand your emotions, and you are able to assess people in your circle and how to relate to them. You are grounded in those areas, then we can say you are matured. And that is why sometimes we say some people are grown, they are adults, but they are not matured, because they are grown, but they don't have a sense of these things in place.
And I think when you have this in place, that is what maturity is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would say if we don't go into the nuances of what these terms actually mean, I would say before you date, you have to be matured.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. I was starting from the ladder.
Yeah.
Before you date, you will have to be mature. You will have to now understand that, okay, this is what life is. This comes with this freedom. It comes with these choices. And I'm 1000% responsible for these choices. And I'm responsible for my emotions and how I regulate them, and people in my circle and how I relate to them. It's on me. I'm responsible for that. I think if you can get that, then you are able to date. The
Mm-hmm.
problem I think we have is that in the United States, instead of actually drifting towards maturity as the point to begin dating, we drift towards age. And
Mm.
so once we drift towards the age, there were a lot of people that are even 18, 19. They are not matured yet.
There's some 30-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly. There are even some 30-year-olds that are not matured yet. They're not supposed to be, playing in that field yet, right? But I think because in United States we say 18, you are an
You're an adult.
adult,
Mm-hmm.
makes us think that okay, since you are an adult,
You're matured.
you are matured. But
Mm.
it's kind of not the same thing. Yes, you are an adult, meaning you are at the point where you have certain level of freedom,
Mm.
and you are responsible for those choices you make in that freedom. You might not have 100% freedom. There are people that are 18 that are still under the shadows of their parents. They live in their parents' home. They
Mm-hmm.
do, certain things in the house. So you don't have 100% freedom,
Yeah.
even though you are an adult. So you are responsible for the choices you make in the freedom you have. So those choices are yours. You are an adult at that point, but I don't think it necessarily means you are mature,
You're matured.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think because in the States we go by age, it's making us drift to the point where we use age to determine who should be dating instead of saying no, you should be dating if you are mature. If y'all get what I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
which will kind of counter what our young folks saying that 15, more than likely 15, you have no idea yet. You have not really thought through to what consequences and things look like in the future. So certain decisions that you are making now, your brain is not fully developed to understand. That's why I love what Nanaya said, that I want to be there around that time to walk you through it, which is the best route to go. So you are not fully matured yet, but I'm going to be there
To
as the
guide you.
matured one to guide you into it. But if we put an age on it, let's say a lot of people are listening, some parents are listening, they're like, oh, yeah, I guess 16 is fine. And then they just, log off. All they
Yeah.
heard is
No.
16 is fine. Now
No.
they are thinking their 16-year-old is good to start dating. And your 16-year-old is not matured yet. They have no idea what they're doing. And I think that is how most of the time, if we look at other cultures that I don't want to put the names out, we have a lot of 16-year-olds and 17 and 18-year-olds, sometimes even 14. I've seen as low as 13 and 14. They say, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm having a baby. I'm like,
Yeah.
have you actually processed that yet? No, you haven't. You
Yeah.
have processed as far as your brain allows you, because your brain is not fully developed till you are like 25. So even in your 15, 16-year-old mind, you think you've processed it. No, you haven't. You have processed it to the capacity of your brain. You have no idea what is out there. And I think that number that we put on it in the United States to say, oh,
You're an
you are
adult.
grown,
Mm-hmm.
you can do whatever. I think that number is what is making us move from actually saying, yes, if you are matured, you can go ahead and start dating. So for me, it will be the other way around, which is maturity first. And then if you are matured,
Then you
now
can
you
date.
can start dating.
Okay. which makes sense. I know that, you know, we have more to say, and I did see a question come up. I would say, lady, write that question down, please, so we can go back to it and address it next week. We are way over our time, so we don't have, you know, any more time to answer the rest of the questions. But please just save it, and we will start with it next week. Thank you all so much for joining. It has been very insightful, and I am thankful that you all, you know, made the time and you accepted the call. You have taught all of us. I know I've learned something. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
definitely. So I'm glad that you all came, and thank you again. Hopefully, you will come back and educate us more or join the conversation, even if you're not part of the guest panel. So thank you all so much. And thank you all for watching. Everyone that tuned in on Facebook, on YouTube, we see you and we appreciate all the comments. We appreciate all the participation. We are so grateful that you spent your evening with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope to see you all next week.
Yo, yo, yo. Now your matter with it talk. Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary, they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter, make we solve them. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We they discuss, we they learn. Every episode you gon' feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we define the way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh, yes.
We go talk and clear, no delay. No delay. Oh, it's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie. You, hey, the chat room. Hey, now here we define the way. We the chat room. We go talk and clear, no delay. No delay. It's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie. Oh, the chat room. Now here we define the way. Oh, the chat room. Oh yes, we go talk and clear, no delay. No delay. It's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie.